It's got a lot of adventure, it's very funny, it's beautiful to look at, the animation is incredible, very cutting edge, and then it has something nostalgic about it also, but most importantly it has a lot of heart, and it talks about interesting things about being alive, like making sure you appreciate life. We've only been friends for like 25 years. So it's like, it's a family reunion, and I love it. I didn't get to work with Harvey, but I absolutely, Perrito stole my heart in the movie. Oh my God, what a great character, and he's so sweet. My character doesn't like him at the beginning because he's just like, nobody's that nice, doesn't trust her. But actually, I love the character, and I love Harvey. I think he's so talented. My last wish would be that I didn't have to have a last wish, and I could continue to wish as much as I wanted.
Well, I think there's a nice theme to the movie, which is the sort of one life lived well is enough. It's how you do it, it's how you live it, and it's appreciating what's around you. I think that's kind of universal and uplifting, and I hope that what they enjoy, in addition to like the stunning action and the gags, is sort of the character scenes and the dialogue back and forth and the sort of backstories that we both worked hard to sort of get in there, and the craft of it for us, I think.
Yeah, I mean, for me also, like when you're not thinking so much always about the audience. You're thinking like, oh, if the characters are invested and they're going through these emotional things, the audience is going through it with them. You know what I mean? But the movie is about sort of this idea of one life. I always thought of it as the cat becomes human. He's now down to what we all live with, which is one life, mortality. It's real. I'm not on free time anymore. So, you know what I mean? The cat becomes a person.
It was so fun, man. I mean, it's the first time I do a voice work in an animation, and I had so much fun. I really did. It was like playing like a kid again. I was like rehearsing with my kids at home. And I was hoping to just do whatever Joel and Hanuel were asking me to do. It's like playing. It's fun. Trying different voices, let's try it this way. Maybe do this. Playing with the voice, which is great. I played the wolf, which is the guy who's there to collect Puss' last life. First of all, I love the concept of this film. I really do. I think it's a very existential film, surprisingly existential, right? Like the idea that the cat is in his last life, and now he has to really figure out how to live that last life, that the way we all do. I think it's a great message.
To be part of the whole Shrek world in Puss in Boots is just a dream come true. I grew up watching this, so I'm super excited. I just think it's nostalgic for us, and I think it's full of adventure, and it brings us back to time where like we all can relate to all the fairy tale characters, like Goldilocks and Puss, and now with new characters like Perrito, so it's just an idea of bringing us together by old storytelling. So I really kind of looked at my sister's dogs and I said, what does that dog sound like if they talk to me? And with Perrito, who's just so optimistic and bigger than life, and his heart is so big, so it was an octave higher than my voice. So I was like, oh, that is up there, and once we found it, we're like, that's where he lives, that's who he is. Yeah, I mean, the first time I saw Perrito actually, on screen, they showed me the example of what he looked like. I got all teary-eyed. I was like, that's me, I'm that character. Yeah, so it was fun. Jeez, I mean, aside from world peace and all of that, I think it would be just to spend more time with my family and travel. I want go on adventures around the world. So that would be a good wish, I think. Huge, it's huge, especially for me because I grew up looking and wanting to be seen on screen and an example, and representation does matter. You can say until you're blue in the face, and people I saw Antonio and people like Salma on screen, and that gave me hope, growing up. And I was like, and look at me now, I'm on a carpet with Salma Hayek and Antonio Banderas.
Didn't turn out too bad.
Right? Wishes do come true.
That's the cool part. Being at DreamWorks for over 17 years as a storyboard artist, directing The Croods: A New Age, I mean, it just keeps getting better and better. It's such an honor to continue the Shrek franchise and keep building on the Puss in Boots world. So, I was like, it's like a little kid. I'm like, yes, I'm going to play. So it's been amazing. Well, first about Antonio Banderas, that voice. And then you put it with a little cat, and there's this crazy, like, comedic, charming ego of almost this 8-foot tall man, but put in a little cat body. And there's something just, you're like, I root for that superhero that is cuddly, you know? We had so much fun, a lot of laughing, and that's what this movie feels like. A bunch of people getting together, creating something. It's full of comedy, but also heart underneath. Antonio Banderas and Salma Hayek, that combination, they know each other so well. They are like brother and sister, and so there's this playful kind of banter that, as a director, I'm just like, they're amazing.
What he brings, the heart of that little cartoon cat, he brings so much like energy and just like reality and grounded in like the whole range of human emotion. If you haven't seen the movie yet, hopefully you'll agree. We want them to feel that like this one life that we're given, that it's very special, and what makes it meaningful is hopefully the loved ones and the people you spent it with, and to cherish that one life.
The first time I did a session for Puss in Boots was here in New York, actually. I was at the time on Broadway. I was doing 9 on Broadway, and it was, I think, at the end of January, the beginning of February 2003, so 20 years with the character. It's almost like a friend. I swear to God, it's almost like a friend. He's not like me. He's way more heroic and more courageous than me, definitely. I'm more mischievous too. I'm more manipulative too. All of those things, but I love him. When I was appointed to play the character, I think they wanted to have a voice that, of course, they were just betting for my accent, because it was very clear, very distinguished. But at the same time, I think they wanted a very high voice for the character, because it was a very little in size. And then we came out with the idea of providing him with a bigger voice, something that actually doesn't match the character physically. And it worked. It worked. I think the source of comedy is that, you know, that there is a dichotomy between the way that the guy looks and this voice, you know, like suave, speak like that, and budget, all that thing, you know, that came later. Then we could do comedy with him. Yeah. What is interesting is that you do sessions and then they send them to you. So you can analyze what you have done, and you can ask, say, I would like to do this couple of lines again. Oh, you guys add a piano player in the bar, so I have to talk a little bit higher. So, you know, it's a process that is solved in a period of a year and a half, 2 years. And so in that process, you start totally understanding, you know, the movie that you're doing, where are the you know, the characters going, everything. And so you can have an opinion. They listen to you. It's a very creative process and very beautiful. Like, I would like to live forever. No, forever. No, forever probably is a little bit too much. But, you know, longer. You know, that longer just to say, well, when I am 120, I'm going to start learning to play piano, and I'm going to start giving concerts when I am 180. And then I would like to just start writing books, and then I love life. And many people say, no, I don't want to live that much. I do.